Do you feel like you're constantly getting in your own way? You're setting these big, juicy goals, but your leaky behaviors are stopping you from getting there. Your standards are slipping, your performance is slipping, and you know there's so much more available out there for you. By the end of this episode, you are going to learn exactly how to cultivate your personal power, how to take better responsibility, and how to set standards to allow you to achieve the life that you know you are capable of. You can set all of the goals in the world, but if you have those leaky behaviors that are preventing you from getting there, then you're not going to achieve your goals with ease. Hi, I'm Evie. I am a female mind body coach here to help you transform your mind, body, and life. I'm here to empower you to make decisions for future you and to make those decisions and tell you the things that you may not always want to hear. But that's how we truly make a transformation in our lives. You can set all of the goals in the world. And I know I used to. I used to sit there with my notebook every single year. This is what I want to achieve. This is how I want to look. This is how I want to feel. These are the relationships that I want to be in. But my personal standards were blocking me from getting there because it was almost like I had this bucket of huge goals that I was pouring in. And yet there were holes. There were holes at the bottom of the bucket. So no matter how much I invested in my business, no matter how much I invested in my body, no matter how many coaches I hired, it was my own personal standards and my own behaviors that were causing that bucket to leak. They were causing the investments that I was making, the time that I was putting in. I was not seeing the outcomes of those things because of these leaky goddamn behaviors. And this really is an accumulation of different things. I see a lot around your personal standards. And when you raise your personal standards and the things that you will accept of yourself, it is so much easier to achieve your goals once you do these things, because as soon as you make a decision, as soon as you decide, this is what I'm available for and this is what I am no longer available for. As soon as you decide and you commit that enough is enough, this is the transformation that I ask of myself, everything changes because you commit on a whole different level. And this is where I think a lot of women mistake it. I see a lot of women think, okay, I'm going to go all in on my goals. I'm going to go all in. And what they do is it's like let's take that imaginary bucket. It's like they pour a fucking gallon of water into this bucket. But what they need to be doing instead is actually fixing the holes in the bottom, because it doesn't matter how much you then pour in. When there are leaky bits, your goals aren't going anywhere. You're not going to achieve anything. So it doesn't matter how strict the meal plan is. It doesn't matter how many 75 hards that you do until you fix the self-sabotage, the emotional eating, the binge eating. None of those things are going to matter. So let's dive in to how you can elevate your personal standards, how you can elevate your life and what you accept of yourself so that you can achieve the mind, body, and life of your dreams. Now, it goes without saying, in order to do this, you have to have very, very clear goals. You have to know what your goals are, why you want to achieve those goals, what those goals mean to you, what the consequences of you not achieving those goals, and going through the questions of what is it going to take? What am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? Let's say you say to me, Evie, I will do anything that you tell me to lose the weight. And I say, cool. Cool. What you're going to do is you're going to work out 4 times a week. You're going to do 10K steps a day and you're going to restrict your calories. And when I say restrict, I mean you're going to track your macros, you're going to eat in a caloric deficit. And you say, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then when push comes to shove and you have social events or you have a stressful day and you go over your calories excessively and you go, fuck it, you know what, I'm going to have a fuck it moment. That, to me, means that you are not dedicated to your goal. Okay. And that's not me saying that you're not going to have times where you will slip up, because you will. It happens. We're human. But when you make that decision to, I will do anything possible, to me, anything possible means I will do anything and everything to do this. And I will hold my hands up and say, even as what I would consider a fairly high achieving woman by my own standards, and somebody who is very disciplined, somebody who is very on it with her goals, there are certain things that I will not do. I cannot tell you, and I could not tell you with any confidence that I will do anything to grow my business, because it's just not true. because there are things that I wouldn't do. There are principles and practices and things that go against my ethics and my morals. So I wouldn't do anything to grow my business. Do you see what I'm saying here? In that when you are setting goals, you have to be very, very honest with what you are willing and what you are not willing to do, because there are some things that are going to require sacrifice, right? And if you say that you want to lose weight and you'll do anything to do that, but you find yourself continuously whinging, oh, calorie deficits is so hard. Oh, I have to be a little bit stricter on this meal out. I can't go and get pissed. Well, of course, you're going to have a misalignment, because your goals are here and your actions are down here and your personal standards are not aligning, okay? So we have to have a very clear understanding as to what you will do and what you will not do in order to achieve your goals. And none are right or wrong. There's no right or wrong in this analogy. There's no right or wrong in what you will do and what you won't, but you have to be very honest with yourself as to what you will do and what you won't. Will you stick to a diet plan for 12 weeks? Yeah, in theory, I would like to, but actually, I've got a wedding here and I've got a birthday party here, and I don't want to be strict while I'm having those. I want to enjoy myself. Okay, so you're not willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, so having those very, very clear, what I am willing to do and what I'm not willing to do, what I am willing to sacrifice and what I'm not willing to sacrifice, because you have to have an understanding of the expectations from you and for yourself. What really are you expecting? Because if you're expecting to lose weight quickly, but you're not willing to get out in the rain and go and do your steps or hit your steps even when you don't want to, and you're not willing to eat healthy, then you're not going to achieve those results. So you have to be very, very honest with yourself with regards to your expectations. And this is where your personal standards are the backbone of this, okay? Because it doesn't matter what diet I put you on. If your personal standards are not aligning with your goal, you won't achieve your goals. So what do I mean by this? What I mean by your personal standards is what are your non-negotiables? What are the things that you will do regardless? For me, my personal standards are very established because these are things that I've built up over the years. You will very rarely see a day where I won't post on Instagram because it's a personal standard. You will very rarely see a day where I don't post on my Instagram stories because these are part of my business. These are things that I do every single day. I don't fall off track because it's my personal standards. It's who I am. I don't fall off track with my nutrition because if I have a slightly higher calorie meal, it's not me falling off track. I don't use it then as an opportunity to go crazy with my calories. It's I've had a higher calorie meal and I get straight back on it. It's no problem at all. And because I have this mindset with food, because I have this mindset with business, with life, it ensures that there's no on track or off track. This is just who I am. So setting your minimum non-negotiables to me is so incredibly important. What are the things that are not negotiable for you? Another one, my steps. I'm doing my steps rain or shine, baby, because I know how important it is to move my body. And I know how important it is for my overall health for me to continue moving my body, even when I don't want to. Sure, I may not hit 12K a day. Some days I might be ill and I might hit 7,000. But even still, I have my minimum non-negotiables. I have these standards that I am unwilling to waver. Because when you have personal standards, when you have a baseline standard, and Tony Robbins said it best, if you don't set a baseline standard for what you'll accept in life, you will find it's easy to slip into behaviors, attitudes, or a quality of life that is below what you deserve. And that's from his book, Achieving Greatly, I think. It's from one of his books that I'm currently reading. And it really sparked some curiosity in me as to what our personal standards are and how much they have deviated. And I know so many women listening to this will get me when I say your personal standards are everything. And let's say your personal standards are slipping, right? You told yourself that you were going to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, but oops, it's 10 a.m. and I've just woken up. You told yourself that you were going to stick to your nutrition every day, but oops, I've had a few more sweets than I've tracked and I've had a bit of chocolate here and there, and oh no, I've gone off track now, so I may as well just grab a KFC. You tell yourself that you are going to work out and to do the journaling and to do the mindset work every day, but oops, not done it. Forgot today. These are your personal standards that you allow to slip. And it doesn't matter, again, how disciplined you think you need to be. Your personal standards are everything. When you break these personal standards, you really break a whole lot of trust with yourself. When you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you don't do it, your personal trust wavers away. She goes. That personal trust, that personal assurance, that self assurance, it all goes. So, what are the personal standards that you will accept and that you will not accept of yourself? I really do think that this is so important to establish. So, what are your minimum non negotiables that you will achieve every single day? And you can only figure these out when you know what your goals are. When you have a clear idea as to who you are, what you want in life, where you're going, what you want to achieve, and how you want that lifestyle to look like. Okay. So, I know I've spoken about this before about embodiment. Embodiment is such an incredible practice for allowing you to visualize the life that you want to live. I know in 5 years' time exactly where I want to be. And sure, that's probably going to change. That's probably going to change because I'm going to evolve, right? Evolve with Evie. This is what we're all about. I'm probably going to evolve. But right now, right here, I know where I want to be in 5 years' time. I know how I want to look. I know how I want to feel. I know how I want to show up for myself. I know where I want my business to be. I know what my personal standards are. And so I know, okay, if this is where I want to get to, then this is what I need to do every single day. This is what I need to break it down to. And when you break your goals down like that, it's so easy. It really is. I spoke about this in the last episode on habits. It's so easy to achieve your goals when you break it down into your daily standards and your daily habits and your daily practices, because it becomes a ritual. It becomes who you are. It really does. And when you set your personal standards higher, whew, let me tell you, things will come with ease. I no longer worry about falling off track. I no longer have to worry about how do I be so disciplined. God, if I had a pound for everybody that has asked me, how do I be so disciplined? I would not need to coach anymore. Like, literally, I am not as disciplined as you think I am. I'm not. I probably just have better habits. I probably just have better personal standards. And you already have personal standards right now that you will do every single day. So let's say journaling, maybe that's not something that you do every day, but one thing I probably know you do every day is open TikTok and scroll. Maybe another personal standard that you wish that you had is tracking your nutrition with ease, hitting the gym with ease. Okay, you might not do that, but I can almost guarantee that you brush your teeth every day. I can probably guarantee that you go to the toilet every day. These are things that you do every single day. And so what we want to think about is literally just doing the exact same with your personal standards. So setting those minimum non-negotiables that you will accept of yourself is absolutely key, and aligning those with your values. What is it that you are willing to do and what is it that you're not willing to do? If you are wanting to build a business, understand that it's going to take some work. Like, I have supported so many clients through building their businesses, and it really has shown me over the years the difference between somebody who is committed and somebody who is interested. Now, what I mean by this is, if you are a client of mine, obviously I'm not a business coach. I'm a mindset and I'm a fitness coach. I'm a body coach. I'm allowing you to step into your power kind of coach. I'm a confidence coach. But if somebody has business goals, I will help them because I'm interested in this. I'm interested in you becoming your best self, and I'm invested in you becoming your best self. And sometimes what I'll see is women that get really, really excited. I'm going to build this business. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And so I'll help them. I'll send them videos. I'll help explain how they can do that. And there's a huge difference. And I've noticed this over the years between a woman that is interested and a woman that is committed, and somebody that will take action off what I've given them, that will go and research it further, that will go, you know what she said has really been interesting. Let me go and dive into that world. There is so much knowledge that you can access right now on YouTube. The 99% of things that I have learned has been from books, has been from YouTube, has been from being resourceful. Chat freaking GPT. We have AI that teaches us this. If you are on school, SKOOL, if you have not joined my school yet, by the way, I have a free community where I literally have given you the step-by-steps to achieving your dream body for free, step by step. It is there. The resources are there for you, but it is up to you to be resourceful to go and use it. And back to the point of what I was saying is, there's a big difference between interested and committed. If you are interested in growing your business or interested in building a business, you'll maybe take action when it's convenient, complain that it doesn't work out for you, complain that it's really difficult, complain that nobody taught you this in school. And sure, nobody has taught me this. I don't come from a family of businesses. I don't come from people, I don't come from wealth. I don't come from that kind of background where these things were passed down to me. I've learned this through YouTube. I've learned this through researching. I've learned this through spending my time reading books. I've learned this through consuming content on these topics. And there's, again, that's the difference between being interested and being committed in something. And there's things that I'm interested in and not committed to. If you ask me how to build my finances or how to create an investment portfolio, sure, I'm interested in it and I'll watch a YouTube video here and there to try and learn myself, but I'm not committed. I'm not like, wow, this is my life's mission. So you have to understand, what is it that you're interested in and what is it that you're committed to. If you're committed, you will do whatever you possibly can in order to achieve this goal. You will do the work, you will do the awkward work, you'll do the difficult work because you are committed to achieving it. So let's say you want to be a 5 a.m. queen. Well, then when that alarm goes off, you'll get the hell up. You'll go to bed earlier. But what I see a lot of the time is personal standard slipping. At the start of a plan, when you're excited, when you're motivated, you set these goals, and time goes on and you allow your personal standards to slip. You allow yourself to wake up later and later and later. And before you know it, you're back with the 10 a.m.s and you're feeling frustrated. How have I let this happen? And that's where that guilt spiral comes in. That's where that shame spiral comes in. And then we beat ourselves up about feeling guilty. And then we beat ourselves up for beating ourselves up about feeling guilty, about waking up late, right? And it's this really vicious cycle where if you just followed through and if you adhered to your personal standards, it wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue. So we have to have a little bit of hardcore discipline, a little bit of personal standard evolution, but also a little bit of mindset work in this. You know, if you want to achieve your goals, you have to stop self-sabotaging. And it is self-sabotage. It's a way of protecting yourself. It's a way of keeping yourself safe. Because if you are not doing the work, then you can't get rejected. You can't get hurt. A lot of people will say they want to start the business and then don't because, well, what if no one signs up? Then that's a lot of work that I've done for nothing. But it's never ever for nothing because this is the progression of you and this is the evolution of you. And whether it be a diet plan or a training plan or habits or a business that you want to begin, it starts with you and all of the action must come from you. So set those big juicy ass goals. I have a goal setting worksheet that I'll pop down below for free, again in the school community that you can join for free, where we have weekly calls. We have so much free resources going on in there. But truly, it's down to you. What are your personal standards? What are your personal non-negotiables? What do you want to achieve in life? Where do you want to go? Why do you want to achieve it? What does that look like? What habits would you have if you achieve these things? And I know for me, okay, my personal standards, if I achieve these every single day, well, I'm going to get my dream life. And it'll happen faster than I think. And it really pains me when I see that lack of personal standards. It really, really not hurts my feelings, but I'm like, gosh, you could be so much happier, especially if you're complaining, if you're sat there complaining that life is so unfair and everything's so unfair. I get it. Like, fuck, shit happens. Things can be hard. Life can be really, really crap. But our choice as humans is to how we want to experience things. I can't control what happens. I can't control what happens with the world. I can't control what happens with people, with loss, with grief, with difficulty in the planet right now, everything going on. I can't control that. All I can do is control how I respond emotionally, physically. That's all, the only thing I have control over. It's another great book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He was a survivor of the Holocaust, and he wrote on this topic that you can't control what happens to you. The only thing you can control, and the only people and the only way we survive difficulty in life, is by looking after our minds and looking after how we respond to certain situations, how we respond to things, and finding that inner peace. Whew. And when you do, it's amazing. And the truth goes, you know, if you keep making the same choices and you keep acting the same way, if you keep feeling the same way, that is going to be your life forever if you don't make a change. It becomes so ingrained, so programmed that when you try and deviate from that program, when you try and do something different, you almost are unable to because you're so accustomed to doing things the same way. It's almost like a cycle, right? Like you won't even realize it, but you will keep doing these same things, because again, it just becomes so unconscious and you'll continue to default back to that. It's almost like a default setting. It's almost like your reset on your phone, the, what's it called? Security settings? Factory reset. It will always default back to those things. So no matter how hard you try, until you change your thoughts, until you change your mind, until you change your personal standards and you start showing up as her, living as her, you'll keep repeating these same patterns over and over and over again. So you have to make a very conscious decision to set higher personal standards, to go after what you want to go after, to work towards your goals. Because when we don't set these standards and when we don't look after us as humans, us as human beings, we become victims to our circumstance rather than somebody who can control how she thinks. And that's not a good place to be. You never ever want to be victim to your circumstance. You want to be, okay, circumstances can be shit, but how can I continue to look after myself? How can I continue to show up for myself? Even if that 100% that you were giving before is now 50%, it's still 100% right now. So you have to make those decisions. And the decisions won't always be the right decisions, but it's a personal standard maybe that you make fast decisions. You make decisions quickly. You don't ponder on things. This is something that I still consciously have to practice. Like, I'm very, very aware of this when I'm thinking, oh my God, do I get that dessert or that dessert? Do I do this or do I do that? Do I buy this or do I buy that? And you get stuck in that decision paralysis. You get stuck in that. And the thing is, we need speed. We need to make decisions fast. And it's okay. Forgive yourself if you make the wrong decisions. That's completely fine. But making the wrong decision is so much better than just staying stuck where you are. When it comes to elevating your personal standards, you have to make short-term decisions, like decisions right now, that will benefit long-term you, that will align with long-term you's goals. And this is where I love embodiment, visualization. How visualize yourself overcoming a problem. This is also called mental imagery. Visualize yourself overcoming a situation. If you find that you oversleep, visualize yourself waking up early. Like, literally close your eyes, feel the feelings, see what you would see, feel what you would feel, think about what it would feel like, right? If that was you, what thoughts would you be having? As someone who wakes up at 5 a.m., who's somebody who gets to the gym, as somebody who is living her dream life, in her dream body, in her dream health, what would she do? And start to bring those things into your everyday. Because your brain, it doesn't know the difference between an imagined thought or a reality, right? So if you think about those things, your brain almost perceives that as, okay, this is what's happening right now. And that then allows you to create those neural pathways for that to become the default. It's no longer scary to do the business plan or to do the calls or to do anything like that, because it is just who you are. It's just who you are. And we make it part of us by conditioning our brains to doing it, by visualizing it, and then also taking aligned action with that every single day. And this is why I love the concept of elevating your personal standards in order to achieve your goals. When you ask for more from yourself, when you set big goals, when you break those down into your non-negotiables, when you decide, I am going to achieve this because this is who the fuck I am. This is my potential. This is what I'm going to do. And you set that personal standard. You set that as a non-negotiable. You set that that is the only choice. There is nothing else. It's this or nothing, right? Like, I either work out or this is not who I am. But it is who you are, okay? So you have to really make it a part of your identity. Again, embodiment, visualization, doing the mental work as well to make it part of your subconscious, to make it part of something that you just do naturally. But that comes with taking action, taking responsibility, taking personal responsibility, and realizing that nobody else can do the work for you. No one can do the work for you. I can't come in. I wish I could come in, drag you to the gym, but I can't. I wish I could help you make better decisions with your food, but I can't. This is on you. And I can give you all of the tools in the world, but you are the one that has to take action. I speak about this with my clients that maybe struggle with emotional eating or binge eating. There are so many practices that we use, both from a strategic and a subconscious perspective. So the strategy, I've spoken about this before, but the strategy around eating meals, managing emotions, making sure that we've got nice satiating meals that we're not restricting, etc., managing hunger. But the thing is that when it comes to the emotional practices, such as being able to stop yourself from binging, doing the mindfulness work, doing the breath work, doing the journaling, taking yourself out of the situation, asking yourself, will this nourish me? Will this punish me? Going through those questions, going through the hunger scale, all of the mindset work that I do with my clients, they have to put it into practice. And you have to make it a part of who you are to go through these questions, because when you don't, what happens is they end up binging. But you have to put the work in. Even with mindset work, I think everybody thinks when I say mindset work that I mean you don't have to do anything. Mindset work is fucking work as well. If not, it's harder than the actual physical measurable work, because it's immeasurable, it's deep, it takes a lot of conscious practice, it takes getting out of that 95% subconscious that you live in day to day and actually thinking about, okay, I have to consciously be conscious. I'm unconsciously conscious, or I'm consciously unconscious, right? So we have to realize when we are doing these things and doing that work in alignment with that. Okay, so setting goals, setting your personal decisions, making the decision to go for something, set what you would do, what you won't do, what you are willing for, what you're not willing for, who you are, the embodiment practices, what you make it mean about yourself, why we do this, what we're doing this for, the future that you're living this for, and sticking with it. That is how you elevate your personal standards to elevate your overall life. If you found this useful, please, please, please let me know. I would love to hear from you over on Instagram, or you can join my free school community and let me know. I'll leave all the links below to join. I would also really appreciate if you could rate this, if you could give me a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, a little comment. Anything that feels right for you right now would mean so much to me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Reminder that you are a bad bitch and you are here to evolve your mind, body, and life. You're put on this video or this podcast for a reason, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.